I want to show you these runners that are coming off of our strawberry plants. And if you're wondering what are runners on strawberry plants and what do, they're actually just the strawberry plant beginning to propagate itself. So it's looking for a new home and it's going to send out these runners to root in and produce new plants. So we're growing the day neutral seascape strawberries for you all. And if you remember, day neutral means that they are not sensitive to daylight hours. So the day neutral strawberries are different than the June bearing ones and that they're going to produce a continuous crop throughout the season. They're not going to produce as many runners as a June bearer because they produce all their runners at first, they produce all their fruit at first, and then they're done. The great thing about day neutral strawberries is that they're going to produce all season long, and they might produce a smaller crop at once, but it's going to be continuous. So it's easy to see that these have definitely come out of dormancy. Lots of times when you buy bare root strawberry plants or get a strawberry plant, it's still dormant, but here in the greenhouse, they've had the proper temperature, the proper light, the proper water and fertilization to take off, and they're already out of dormancy, which is great for you guys because they're ready to go for you. If you want to move them on out to your garden or just hang up this hanging basket, it's already starting to produce. I can actually show you. We've got little strawberries forming. So it's so exciting. We've got lots of blooms starting here, and they're going to turn into strawberries. So we've got these strawberry plants available in 4-inch pots. They're available on our website, and then they're also available for pickup here. They are already out of dormancy, they're ready to go, and they're going to produce so much faster than if you are starting them in your garden yourself, because we've given them the head start for you. So if you're wondering, is it time for me to plant my strawberry plants? The answer is, depending on what zone you're in, probably so. If you are farther south or even here in Kentucky, it is safe now to go ahead and put those strawberry plants out. We recently just had a freeze this weekend, so we had to cover our strawberries and protect them, but I think all that's done and it's a great time for you to start doing that. Now, if you're farther north in like New Hampshire, you're probably going to want to start putting those out at the beginning of April. But now's a great time to get them started. You don't want to wait too late to put them out because they actually start growing now in cooler temperatures. So it's really important for you to understand fertilizing your strawberries. If you're growing a June bearing variety, you're going to want to give them a lot of fertilizer at the beginning and then stop so that it will start to produce fruit. With day neutral strawberries, you're going to actually give them fertilizer continuously over time. So when you're choosing what you're going to give your fertilizer, you're going to look at the NPK, which is the numbers on it, and you're going to look for a well-balanced one like a 10-10-10 or a 5-5-5. Again, I've talked a lot about soil samples and how they're so important. We do them all the time here at the greenhouse, in our own gardens, in our raised beds, because you're going to want to know, do I need to give them more nitrogen? Do I need to give them less? The NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So we give them a well-balanced one of 777. It's by Nature Safe. It's one that we actually use on the farm, that brand, and then I've purchased it to use here in the greenhouse in bulk. And it just is really good because it is balanced and it gives them all the nutrients they need to get started. In here, especially with our hanging baskets, we fertilize them weekly because when we water, that fertilizer leaches out the bottom, and I want to be sure that they're getting an adequate amount to continue growing. If you're doing a raised bed or a garden and you're planting the strawberry plants directly into that, you're probably going to want to do it weekly to bi-weekly. Just make sure that they're getting enough to continue growing throughout the season. And I always say, just check the recommended label rate and just follow those instructions. Usually the plant foods have made it so easy for you to figure out how to fertilize your garden. It tells you exactly what to do. The great thing about using an organic fertilizer is that it's going to slow release those nutrients over time. So I would encourage you, if you're growing organically, to choose fertilizers or plant foods that suit that need. Another great thing about using organic fertilizer is that it's not going to burn the plants. Like I said, it's going to release the nutrients over time, slowly, and you don't have to worry about it burning the leaves or causing any issues because it's not a lot of fertilizer or plant food all at once. It's just going to release it slowly. So when you are removing runners from your strawberry plant, If you have the day neutral ones, you're going to want to remove them. And always use scissors. I always think it's best to use scissors because it causes less damage to the plant. But you just go in and you're just going to snip that runner off. And then I actually am going to root this in and start some new strawberry plants from it. These plants that we have right now are not certified organic because we were unable to find certified organic starts. But we are growing them organically, and we're going to attempt to certify these strawberries as organic for ourselves for next year.